Hi guys, welcome back to Let's Heal. And those of you who are new, welcome. I'm Anamika and this is Let's Heal, a community for you and I to come together and talk about things that no one talks about. Mental health being the most important. So it's been a long time since I made a video. I remember making one, I think, at the beginning of the lockdown when it wasn't even official for the entire country yet. It was just happening in bits and pieces for educational institutions and stuff. Um, and since then, it's been a roller coaster. It's been almost, what, 3 months now? Uh, I know we're all going through a collective trauma, and life is difficult for all of us in different degrees and variations in intensity. But we're all struggling, right? We were struggling before the quarantine and lockdown as well, but now it's a different kind of struggle. And one thing I've realized when it comes to the whole pandemic fiasco and the lockdown is that since now people are stuck at their home and they have less to do and they have more idle time at hand, a lot of their previous traumas or the past memories related to their traumatizing um, pasts have resurfaced on, I think, a much higher level, right? There's a surge of trauma and traumatic memories since the lockdown, because obviously when you go out, when you going to school or college or a job, you spend time with other people and you're busy with your work. You have less time to think about the past, right? You are distracted, you're not healed, but you've been successful enough to create a lot of distractions for yourself so that your past doesn't haunt you. But now somehow that defense is also gone because you I mean, how much will you distract yourself staying confined in the four walls of your home, right? So, people are more susceptible to revisiting their traumatic memories. And honestly, I'm one of those people. I've been through it, I'm dealing with it since some days now. That, the painful memories from my past are revisiting me and they are bothering me a lot more than they would otherwise, right? Because of lockdown. And I realized that I'm not the only one. Others have told me the same, and it's all only natural, as I said, for it to happen. But this time I realized that when I was affected by those memories and I was having my meltdowns and I was crying and I was upset, I realized how tired I am of being in this loop. I don't want to be upset and sad anymore. I didn't want to be this way earlier either, but now I consciously have this awareness that okay, there's something off. Like, I'm not supposed to feel this way. Life is not supposed to be so hard. I'm supposed to feel happy and light and healthy and good. So something needs to be changed, right? And when you have this conscious awareness, it's easier for you to then take a step towards your healing and towards getting out of your traumatic loop, right? And I realized that it's something, again, very obvious, but something that we miss altogether when we are uh, dealing with trauma, is the fact that whenever I'm revisited by those memories, maybe in my dreams or otherwise, it seems real. It seems as if it's happening in real time, it's happening in the present, it's happening right now. But it's not. It's the collective memory of the trauma that I endured in the past, which is now bothering me. And obviously, on a subconscious level, I know it. But on a conscious level, I often forget it. That's why it feels real. And I'm sure that, it must happen to a lot of you out there as well. So, what are you supposed to do when you know that this is a demon from the past and it doesn't matter right now? It's not even present in the present, but it's still bothering you. You have to break that cycle. You have to break that chain. You know, uh, the fact that you realize that this is not something which is happening to you right now. This happened to you in the past, and this is just an impression or an imprint of what that experience or that person did to you. You can then find ways to get out of it. And how do you do that? Honestly, I don't have a straitjacket, one line, foolproof answer to this. Different people or different therapists will tell you different things. And honestly, it's as subjective as it gets because, when it comes to trauma and healing, different things work for different people. And of course, I'm not even giving you therapy here. This is just maybe 6 7 minutes video, and that is not enough to heal anybody's trauma, right? But I can tell you some pointers which maybe can help you, which I think have started to help me, which is the fact that you have to stay true to who you are. You have to stay true to your truth. You have to stay true to your operating point, right? What does it mean? It means that when it comes to any kind of trauma or abuse or exploitation or any of the struggles and painful experiences that you've been through, there's usually an abuser or a perpetrator involved, right? This person could have exploited you in any which way, like emotionally, physically, sexually, financially, psychologically, or all of them, and it could be a combination of different things, right? So you always have somebody to blame. You could also have yourself to blame for letting this person or these people do this to you, and you find yourself in a loop of trauma. Now, you you talk about it to other people. You watch videos, you read stuff, and you are desperate to find an answer. But usually the answer, it comes in a twisted narrative of revenge or anger or hurt or hate or self-respect. And people, they keep giving you these advices that, oh, you should choose yourself over everybody else, you should have your self-respect intact, you should not forgive this person, you should expose them, you should be mad at them, you should be angry at them. While I understand why they're saying that, and I understand that doing that is necessary for self-preservation and for your survival, I understand that it's helped many people survive and even escape and avoid a lot of threatening situations in their lives, and especially for people who are constantly living with their abusers. So I am not taking away from the importance of this narrative, but what I'm trying to tell you here is that after a point, this fight, this anger, this fear, this hate, this hurt, and this drive to keep your self-respect intact, it starts to do more harm than good. Because after a point, it's not even about your abuser or your tormentor anymore. In this madness to seek revenge or vengeance or protect yourself or not let the past repeat itself, you become a prisoner to your past. You, in trying to continue your hate and your hurt and your anger towards this other person, you become a part of the problem, because you become imprisoned and chained to this loop of negative emotions, which you could honestly do without. Now, this is not to say that the person who did whatever they did to you is right. This is not to say that what happened to you is justified. This is not to say that you should just forget whatever happened to you and just move on and let go. No, those are just empty words until they really stem from within you. And I'm not asking you to do any of that. I'm just asking you to follow your truth. You have to stay true to what feels right within you. If you feel that staying angry at this person, staying mad at them, holding on to your hurt and hate is working for you, it's helping you survive, and the pain that is causing you, you are able to endure it because maybe you still haven't suffered enough, then it's fine. You haven't suffered enough to consciously start your healing. Until you have that breaking point, it's okay for you to hold on to your past patterns. It's okay for you to do what feels right to you. What's not okay is to, you know, force yourself to do the other thing that this other person telling you, right? This could be this person telling you to forgive your abuser. This could be somebody telling you to let go and move on, and all of those cliche advices that we give, which is again nothing wrong with that, but if you're not ready for it, it won't work for you. But if you think that you really are ready for it, if you think that you truly have suffered enough and you really do want to heal, and there is some teeny tiny bit inner voice which is telling you to actually forgive and let go, then listen to that voice. Forgiveness, empathy, compassion, understanding, letting go, love, kindness. These are not empty words. These are not, just expressions that people throw at you for the sake of it. I know many of them do, but they mean something. They are the strongest. They are the strongest traits and qualities that we as humans can exhibit, especially at times like these. We are living in a crisis and we've been through a lot as a species. Our evolutionary past is and evidence for that. But everybody in this world who has decided to forgive their enemies, to let go of their painful past, to understand from a point of empathy and compassion of why their abusers did what they did. They're not justifying it, but they are trying to understand that this other person did this because of years of social conditioning and upbringing and patterns that nobody broke, and maybe even biological and genetic reasons, which were even beyond their control. And that makes it easier for you to understand why they did what they did. It doesn't make it easier for you to forgive them. It doesn't make it easier for you to, um, you know, not feel that pain. And it sure as hell does not justify what they did. But it does give you a perspective, a wisdom, which then makes you understand that there is nothing wrong with you. Absolutely not. And if you somehow free and relieve and liberate yourself of the trauma that they caused you, you will live a full and rich life, which will be healthy and happy. It'll be a life full of light. And that may seem far-fetched, but if you decide to just give yourself a fighting chance by reconnecting to your higher self, or connecting to your higher self for the first time, it'll help you. And this is not to be confused with being spineless. Forgiving somebody is, again, as I said, the strongest attribute of being human. This doesn't mean that you start supporting the perpetrators. This doesn't mean that you stop raising your voice. This doesn't mean that you don't involve in any kind of activism. No, those are the things which make you human all the way more. But for your own healing, for the sake of your own recovery, and for the sake of moving on and truly letting go, you do have to forgive them. Even if you can't forget the past, you'll get a new perspective on it, which will help you move on. You don't have to bring them back to your life. You don't have to justify what they did. But you have to stop letting them control you and your emotions and your life. And I hope that this doesn't come out as preachy, because trust me, I understand. I have been in the similar loop of trauma and pain my entire life on every level possible. Trust me, I understand. And I'm still in the process of healing and forgiving. I am not there 100%, but I understand its importance, and I understand the importance of staying true to who you are. Whether other people are telling you to forgive others and you think that you're not ready, or whether they are telling you to hold on to your hate and anger, and you think that that's not working for you, you have to listen to your truth. Because ultimately, you are the one who has to live with yourself and answer to yourself. So what others did to you, or what others are advising you, after a point should cease to matter, because they're not the one living in the misery that you are living in, and they don't understand your truth the way you do, right? So you should have that much of confidence in your own self and in the inner voice which is guiding you. Now, this is not to say that you shouldn't seek professional or personal help. Please do that. Of course, it's always important to reach out for help, but at the same time, try to tune into your inner healer and see what it's telling you, where it's guiding you, and start trusting your gut and your instinct, along with keeping your rationale. Also, I would suggest you read a book. It's called Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. I'll make a separate video on that book sometime soon. Again, this is not to say that a single book will change your life, but it just might, or it'll help you get another perspective. Viktor Frankl was a Holocaust survivor. He was in one of the most horrifying concentration camps, which was the Auschwitz concentration camp, and he was also a psychiatrist who, based on his experiences in the camp, devised a therapy, and he derived meaning from the most horrifying and traumatizing experience of his life and of humankind on its whole, one of the most traumatizing experiences at least. And he turned it upside down. The way he turned his loss into an opportunity to grow, just by giving it meaning and a different perspective, and the way he used it to heal himself and other people. It's commendable. It might help you get some perspective, it might help you understand a few things. So give it a read if you want. Do let me know in the comment section if what I said right now made sense to you or not, if you agree with it, if you disagree with it, why you agree or disagree with it. And reach out to me if you need help. I'll drop all of the links of my social media platforms in the description, so do read that. And stay healthy, stay happy. I heal you, you heal me. Together, we heal the world. Let's see. P.S. If you think that you can't stay happy, then it's okay. Just be. Just breathe and focus on the present moment. Take one day at a time and let happiness be.